Good morning, Sunday morning here in New Orleans in Louisiana. I'm just going to read a little bit from my sixth novel, which is almost finished now. It's called Luck, and the tagline is, "What would you do if you knew you could not fail?" And it's about a guy living with his wife. See what you think. I'm going to read some of the beginning now. So this is the prologue. He could feel the crackle of fear at the back of his neck as he read the email open on his screen. Peter would never have described himself as a brave man. A nervy Clark Kent type, a computer nerd who did his job and went home. That was Peter. His co-workers, if they noticed him at all, saw him as rather pathetic. They bullied him, skinny and a little awkward. The jocks from high school seemed to have grown up to become semi-literate company bosses who failed to appreciate the potential of a clever man like Peter. It is astonishing, he had often reflected, the amount of trust the average person puts in the sending of their personal information. People seem to think nothing of sending their innermost hopes and dreams via email. Bank details were typed into the least secure of messaging services. Photos of the inside of the family home on social media. Dates they would be out of town and the house would stand empty, publicly tweeted with vacation excitement, and all the rest. This email he had opened was going to make him very rich indeed. His job title was System Admin Security, but he was one of the few people who worked in this building who had a clue what that meant. He had access to every email sent by anyone who worked, and with every client that his business happened to be working for. Sure, as a contractor, he had been screened. A background check had been undertaken in a casual way, but the most sophisticated checking could only detect the crimes he had already committed. There was no way of knowing that a mild-mannered geek had been planning a big heist, one that would make him wealthy enough that he could disappear forever and never be caught. He used his smartphone to take a photograph of the screen of the computer in front of him. The email address of the sender was clearly visible, as was the information they had foolishly put in an email. He had confirmed the IP address. There was no denying the source. Peter gave an involuntary shiver. It was too late to turn back now. He would become the richest man in Louisiana. Chapter 1. Lucky had always had affairs when he and Anne were on a break. The gorgeous brunette he craved had an energy about her that thrilled him. She was a runner at the TV studio on Poydras, and they had been put up in the purpose-built suites for one night after filming had overrun. I'll leave it there. I'll let you imagine what happens next. So do let me know what you think. Do you like these characters? I have written a few novels about the same characters, and these are a brand new bunch. So let me know what you think about Lucky. Everything he touches seems to turn to gold. He can never seem to fail. And that has a downside, a drawback, because the people around him who he loves perhaps can't relate to that, and he perhaps can't relate to the ups and downs of life that they experience, because failure, disappointment is not something that really happens in his life. So arguably by the end of the book, he has to learn about empathy, karma, and he can mature and become someone who can help others with his understanding and experience of life. Whereas perhaps if things are too easy, it can be tricky perhaps to understand what other people are going through. Maybe suffering makes us more human and better people. Who knows? Also, what unfolds throughout the novel is why exactly he's so lucky. And I wonder what you think about that. I don't want to say too much, but he is involved with people who can fix things for him and help him when things are not going his way. But there's a cost. They want favors in return. And sometimes that means that he has to do things that he is not proud of, that go against his own personal moral compass. So thank you very much for watching, and see you soon.